All right, all right, all right. One nice blend. What's going on? Teddy, Teddy. All right, all right. Welcome, 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 welcome. You know what? I want to put this somewhere different. Let me see if I could put my phone somewhere different because I want to be able to touch it a little easier, a little better. Sean, what's up? Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm gonna try and remove this and put this over here. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Y'all gonna have to bear with me because I just want to be able to touch everybody without having to reach too far. So bear with me. This is a new thing that I'm trying. I can't look at them both at the same time, but I can go on. Terica, what's up? Miss Sonia, Sonia, what's going down? Miss you, ma. Yes, ma. Remy coming. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, we're gonna make this real interesting and brief. Couple of things, y'all. Two things, couple of things. One, rest in peace to Shanquella. I posted something that had a sister rhyming about her today, which really embodied it all. And we need to address those things a little bit more often. All right, that's first and foremost. Secondly, if you want to comment, if you want to join, subscribe. This is live. Share, share, share. Like. It is called Straight Talk, which leads to straight understanding. My name is Sean Bolden, Sean B. However you know me, as one of my guests will say, I am here. Good evening, Queens. Good evening, Kings. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. And we're going to talk today. Today's topic is going to be integrity is revealed when you have options. All right. I ain't gonna be one on here too long, but I'm gonna say this, man. I personally am not here to judge anybody, nor am I here to say that what I believe is the right way. It is what I know. And it is what I asked you to join me in sharing what you know so that I can broaden my perspectives. What I do here at Straight Talk leads to straight understanding is I speak to you straight directly. Leave your emotions at the door if in fact you're going to be in here tonight, because it's not about how you feel. It's about what you feel. It's about what you think. It's about sharing what you think, not sharing how you feel specifically. Yes, you can tell me what you feel. It's invited. Yes, you can tell me what you think. It's invited. But how we feel about what we think is not something we're going to address tonight. We do that on Straight Wellness on Friday nights. Tonight is Straight Talk leads to straight understanding. Again, it's Straight Talk leads to straight understanding. So I'm going to be talking to y'all straightforward. I will try to refrain from profanity, just out of respect for those who might not have or who might have a delicate ear. But I will not refrain from speaking the truth on how I see it. And I invite anybody up here to share their truth so that we can identify what is the truth. Don't believe in agree to disagree. Nah. Don't believe in arguing either. I believe in having conversations. Sometimes the conversations get tough. Sometimes the conversations get rough. But at the end of it all, I hope the conversation gets understanding. I hope the straight talk leads to straight understanding. So with that said, we're going to move forward into tonight's topic, which one of the things is going to be integrity is revealed when you have options. Now, what I mean by that, first off, let me give a note of where that came from. I was listening to Pastor Darius Daniel. Big up to Darius Daniel. And if you want to comment, feel free to comment. If you want to join me, join me. You're all welcome. I love to engage in conversations more so than just speaking to everybody. I like to speak to people so that we can exchange ideas, exchange perspectives. Usually what I find is that my perspective is different from other people's perspectives, and there's a different from mine. So I invite other perspectives because I am going to extend my perspective. So with that being said, Natural Woman, Dana, Terica, Miss Remy Cummins, Money C, what's up? Vashon, and One Nice Blend. Welcome to all y'all. On my Facebook, I don't see everybody's names, but comment if you can hear me, by the way. Can you hear me? Need to pause. Into Instagram, you probably can hear me, but can you put in a 1, type in a 1 if you can hear me? Facebook, if you can hear me, or YouTube, if you can hear me, type in a 1 and let me know that you can hear me. I've been having technical difficulties. I started this show without music so that I will not have technical difficulty. So if you can hear me, please type a 1. Please type a 1. If you want to join me on Instagram or Facebook, I am about to put in the login right here in the comments so that you can join me. All right. So Instagram, you already know all you gotta do is post and you can join me. All right. So with that being said, I'm about to put that right here. There you go. The comments for YouTube, the comments for Facebook. There you go. For both of y'all, that's what it is. All right. So with that being said, all right, we're gonna go back to the topic at hand. Thank you for putting in that one. Appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, my man, what's up? The topic is integrity is revealed when you have options. Now, the reason why I said that, because Darius Daniels, that's a pastor that I listen to. I listen to 3 pastors on Sundays. All right. A.R. Bernard, who's the senior pastor, as far as if I was to go in age, he's our senior generation. I have Darius Daniel. He's kind of mid, around my age, which is one is 70s, one is 50s. And then I have Pastor Warren Campbell. He's in his 40s. So I listen to everybody's perspectives and their guests, if they have guests. And I just use it as building tools to learn more, to broaden my perspectives, not only in religion, beliefs, but just in what I believe religion is designed to be, which is a layout of principles. All right. So religion, to me, all the scriptures are just principles defined in an orderly manner that has characters that reflect those principles, that exercise those principles, and that displays those principles. Principles for life, principles that extend love, and principles that extend balance. Balance, y'all, balance. So the reason why I say that is because, and by the way, Pastor Jamal Bernard is also CCC. He also pastors at CCC with A.R. Bernard, his father. So I didn't acknowledge him. And he also is in the Warren Campbell, the 40-ish age. All right. So with that being said, all right, they bring balance. They bring a lot of balance. And the balance is really the key to all of our successes, in my opinion. And the balance, I often speak about genders, and I'm going to get on that very significantly. That's something that's real deep that I found out, and I'm going to be exploring at the top of this year a lot more in depth. And I'm going to tell y'all the reason why I'm so passionate about it. And I realized it today in speaking to a few of my people. But let's get back to integrity is revealed when you have options. Now, what I mean by that is because if you don't have the options of choosing $1 million, for example, turning it in, or taking it if you found it. What's up, Gooch? If you don't have the option of, you see $1 million and now you have the option to either take it or return it, that's when you're going to have the measure of your integrity. That's when you're going to have your integrity challenged. If you don't have the option of a lot of women, for example, to be able to choose from as far as who you have, or as women, you don't have the options of all of the women, that's when you're going to find out whether your integrity is intact. Because if you got options and you got one lady over here butt naked and yet you married, that's a choice that you got to make. And that choice is going to display where your integrity lies. Because if you're married and you we was talking about this last night. Gooch the Great is on right now. And we was talking about this last night in regards. And by the way, anybody, please join me. Please join me. You're all welcome. But if in fact you got the option when you're married of a butt naked girl because you know she's attracted to you, or you got the money, whatever it is that she's attracted to, and you now have the option to, because she's sitting there ready to give it to you. It's just, I mean, as ready can be. And now you got to choose. That's when integrity is tested. That's when we can display and choose whether or not we have integrity. So the same way that happens throughout all types of things in life. So if you don't have any options, you can sit there and be boastful about how much integrity, how many morals you got. But if you haven't been tested on that, like you just said, I'm brave, you could pop all the junk. Yeah, but if you haven't been tested where somebody is challenging your bravery, you don't know whether you're really brave. So if you haven't been challenged about where your integrity or where your values lie in different issues, it's hard to determine whether or not you are a stand-up type of person. If you stand up and you value whatever you stand up on, if you stand up on your pride and your bravery, your being able to defend yourself and others, your only way to understand that you have that is by it being challenged. If you stand on your word, your only way to have that be determined is if it's challenged. So it goes for all sorts of ways. So that's why I say integrity is revealed when you have options. Because when those options come up, and anybody, y'all can chime in, when y'all had options, did you stand strong? Ladies, when you had a guy who you was attracted to since you was in elementary school, and he now is there and he has everything together in your eyes. He has the money, he has the cars, he has the job, still looks good, has everything. You know that, you heard about his gameplay in bed, you know all of these things, and now he is approaching you, but you're involved with someone else. But the opportunity is there. Do you slide or do you provide? Again, do you slide or do you provide? Do you open up the panties or do you close the door? Y'all know the answer. That's what integrity is about. If you just dabble a bit, well, you know, I just allow him to taste it. Or, well, I just did a little kissing or what have you. Was your integrity compromised? Even further, the most challenging thing with integrity, the one thing that we value the most, this little piece of paper, we value it. We value it, y'all. It's called money. We value this piece of paper. Money, money, money. We value it. And the whole thing is, if somebody offers you a price to do something that you probably wouldn't do otherwise, absolutely, Ross. Absolutely, that paper. I'm in the music industry. Spidey's in the music industry. That paper, that thing that goes along with that paper is a whole nother issue. But that paper, what would you do? Would you compromise your integrity? Now, let me give you an example. You're talented, best singer in the world, best rapper in the world. And here comes someone who is offering you a deal for your talent. They're offering you millions of dollars. But what you have to do for those millions of dollars, and industry people, take note of this. I want this to go over your head because I'm going to be very straight talking. You're going to have a straight understanding. Ladies, you've been invited to a party where there are swingers. Men, you've been invited to the same party where there are swingers by these people who are offering you these millions of dollars. What do? You go to the party. Okay. Now you go further. You're in the party now and you're seeing that person, whoever they are there doing some things, whether it be drugs and alcohol, whether it be sexual favors. You are now witnessing this, and they are inviting you to partake. You've never done a drug in your life. You hardly barely drink, but they're offering you $1 million for your talent, or millions of dollars, your dream amount of money. Now they're just saying, hey, so and so, come on, hey, welcome to our party. Have a good time. This is how we do it. Welcome to the club. You are going to be our next millionaire. You are a superstar. You are all that we think you are. And come on in, come on over and allow me to reintroduce myself in this environment. I know you know me as the executive. I know you know me suit and tie, but here's where we let ourselves loose. Come on in and join us. What do you do? What do you do in that circumstance? Because a lot of people say, nah, I wouldn't do that. That's because they didn't have the option. Now your integrity will be revealed because you have the option. You have the invite. You are at the table with these people and they are inviting you in. They are saying, hey, oh, don't worry, everybody does it. Oh man, you gotta loosen up a little because this is what you'll be around, what you'll be exposed to for the rest of your years in this career. Come on over, come and join us. It'll be fun. You will enjoy yourself. Your husband won't ever find out, ladies. Your wives, who cares, fellas? We just men. That's what we do. Oh, grow some balls. Come on over here and grow some balls. What you gonna let your woman run your life? If you're gonna let your woman run your life, you won't ever get none of this. All of these millions of dollars that we offering you, that's because we ain't letting our women run our lives. We are in control. This is what they're telling you. Meanwhile, you have already made a pact and a vow with your wife or your husband. So what you gonna do? Yeah, they like, come take a bump. Thank you, Spunk. Thank you, Spunk. Come take a bump. Y'all don't know what a bump is? A bump is a little sniff of all of that white powder that's on the table. You never done this before. It'll loosen you up. You need to come over here and take a bump because that's what'll make you feel a little better because you just sitting here tripping right now. Don't you? You said you want to be part of it. Welcome to the industry. This is the world of entertainment where anything goes, including the host. All right, so come on over. This is what they tell the men, and then they tell the ladies, why are you dressed so scantily? Loosen up a bit. Everybody, you see all that? You see all them women over there? You don't see none of them uptight. You see all the superstars? They all are showing a little something. That's because you need to show in order for your money to grow. You need to show a little something in order for your money to grow a little something. So that's when you have options, ladies and gentlemen, in that one scenario. It also goes down in other industries, but seeing that I am part of the music industry and the entertainment industry, I'm going to speak from that standpoint. So, are you going to take that bump? Are you going to hit that blunt? Are you going to have a drink? Are you going to sit back and think? Man, I don't know if I could do this. Is that millions worth it? Most people, now that they have the option, might go against all of what their integrity shared and all of what their integrity said they would do in the past. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for nothing. You judge people. You sit there and say, man, they ain't no good. They dirty. They low down. How can we judge somebody if we haven't been in their shoes? If you haven't been offered these options that are readily available as we go on in life. And I'm just giving you an example in the music industry and the entertainment industry of what happens at times. Not allegedly. Happens. All right? This happens. It's not, I'm speaking from what I heard. I'm speaking from what I think. I'm speaking from what could be. I'm speaking from experience. All right? Now, the whole thing is, Cam Goa, you said you don't trust any powder, but the whole thing is that bump that people just take, a little bump, is something that they never took before. That's what you missed before we came in here. I said you never took a drug in your life. This is something you vowed you won't ever do. But they said you are a superstar and they are offering you millions to come on in. And this is the party that they invited you to, so that you too could be part and be down with now a welcome to the family. This is what we do. This is how we do it. You know, I won't go into acting out like some people who we know, but I'll just say this is how they do it. All right, so come on in, John. Got a little bump over there. Go take a bump. You got to loosen up. That bump will loosen you up. Now you can trust it, because guess what? You saw it come out of you. You know it's cocaine. Let's not get into the deeper thing that can kill you. Yeah, I understand that, and I'm not disputing that. But let's not go that far just now. Let's just say, yo, you are in the midst of where your integrity is being challenged, because now you have options. The topic of today, for those who can't see it, because if you're not on Facebook or YouTube, you can't see what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is integrity is revealed when you have options. And it came from a sermon that I was listening to yesterday. Dr. Darius Daniel spoke about it. And he said, yo, integrity is revealed when you have options. Because guess what? When you don't have no options, it's easy to say this, so I won't do that, or not to judge a person about what they make. But when you have options, ladies, when you have options, gentlemen, that's when, in fact, your integrity will be compromised. That's, in fact, will be challenged. That's, in fact, when your integrity will be revealed. So what do you find valuable, y'all? Do you find the money valuable? Because if you find money valuable, your integrity will easily be compromised. It's just about naming a price. And there are people who can offer that price. Absolutely. There are people who can offer that price. So if you think that you are above being tempted by the things that might challenge your integrity, pick your poison. Your poison might be money. If you're offered all the money in the world, how strong will you stand? Your poison may be drugs. If you're offered the kind of drug that you like, how strong will you stand? Your poison might be girls or guys, sex, period. If they offer you all the sex that you want, how strong will you stand? Your value may be so on and so forth. The point that I'm making is that when you are sitting there and you have choices, how strong do you stand on integrity? Because integrity is revealed when you have options. So again, join me. If you want to join me, chime on in. Welcome to my Instagram people. Welcome to my Facebook people. The link is right there on YouTube and Facebook, right there in my comments. Okay, I don't see the comment. Hold on, let me see if I could comment to my people over here. Again, for my people on Facebook and YouTube. By the way, share, like, comment. For some reason, it's not going to my Facebook folks. I apologize, y'all. It's not coming up on Facebook. But if you go to my YouTube channel, Sean Bolden is what it should be. The link is in the bio over here at IG. The link is over here. I don't know where you can find it. Sean Bolden on YouTube. You can go there and yeah, you can join me. By all means, I want to hear your viewpoints on this topic. Is revealed when you have options. So when these options that I was just exploring, to give you an example of, for artists and people in the industry that I'm in, being in the entertainment industry, when you get challenged, what do you do? Because, yo, if you got a weakness, they're going to find it. Hear me. If you have a weakness, those with power and money will find it, because it's not hard to find. If girls are your weaknesses, it's like they say, pick your poison. Pick your poison. If you got a poison to pick, guess what? They're going to be able to stick it to you. So my question then becomes, let's not judge anybody, because I've seen the best of them. Put it this way, I'm having a conversation today with my brother, and what he said and what I can say as well is, we can look into an eyes, being around what we've been around and what we've explained, see who sold their souls. Look in the eyes of somebody. Some of your most famous people I've met, a lot of famous people, and it's almost breaking when I could look and see that they've sold or compromised their integrity to get what they want. And I don't know why it's something. I don't know if it's a talent or if it's just me, but what it is you can see something about their spirit, the way that they're acting. You know, you can see under the coat of success that they disguise their happiness behind. My brother Ken. It could be because we've been in the industry for about 30 years and we've seen people go from nothing to incredible masses of success and money. And we've seen the difference of the happiness that they had before that success and what looks like they were fronting while they had the success. Because with money comes a lot of responsibility, or that authority, the responsibility that comes with it can be very difficult for those who think they want it. So anyway, something to think on. Integrity is revealed. Now let me get on this topic that I'm going to be touching on, because I'm about to get out of here. Yesterday I was having a conversation with my mother. I love you, Ma. So big up to her. And it was a very significant conversation where we both learned from. And we were speaking about why I'm so passionate. Well, we weren't speaking about this, but I learned why I'm so passionate. A lot of people always ask me, yeah, Mama, a lot of people always ask me, why are you always talking to the women? Why are you so hard on women? Why is it that you... And let me explain to you. One is because the woman who I was just speaking of, my mother. When you are a son who grew up under your mother and you see her pain, you vow to try and protect her from that pain, as well as the women who you now start to attract who have the same pain. And so because I attract women who have similar pains, who have similar struggles that my mother had, I'm very passionate about trying to be helpful when I see the trauma that is sometimes unresolved. But what I learned yesterday is that there's a such thing as trauma that's unrecognized. And I got serious because it's really something near and dear to my heart. What y'all don't know, or some of y'all do who know me closely, is that not only with my mother and some of my loved ones, you know, some of you who are joining me now, I have these hard conversations. And the reason why I'm so passionate and why I'm so relentless on addressing it is because, as I said, my mother, but because I've seen the destruction that unresolved trauma or that unrecognized trauma leads to. I didn't realize, I saw it in my mother growing up. I saw it often, and I wasn't wise enough to be able to express it. And I'm still having struggles sometimes expressing it in a way that it can be received. But I saw the trauma, and I saw the outcomes to the trauma. But furthermore, on my father's side, I've seen it even more directly recently. I've seen it the most directly, and I've always seen what it can do to a woman, to her self-esteem, to her confidence, feel insecure by it being unresolved, where it can make her feel unwanted, underappreciated, and yet still they stand prideful because they have accomplished so much and they have achieved so much, but they still seem to fail, or still seem to feel like they failed because it wasn't what they dreamed of. It wasn't everything that exactly came out of it. So because I understand that, I'm very passionate about it. But to go deeper, I just lost my aunt. And what that revealed to me is what I'm going to be exploring and touching on more significantly next year, because this is some straight talk that I'm about to share with y'all. Not only did I see it on my father's side and the women on my father's side, let me explain to you. My great-grandmother had a strained relationship with my grandmother. My grandmother had a strained relationship with my aunt. My aunt had a strained relationship with my cousin. Now, this is something I haven't spoken about publicly, but I'm sharing it with y'all now. Those relationships is what I was having a conversation with my mother about. And what happened is we now, because of how far it went, are now exploring how it got there. And it goes to what I identified yesterday and have learned this word, and we'll be exploring this unrecognized trauma. We didn't recognize the trauma that was going on in those generations that I just shared with y'all. We didn't recognize that trauma. I recognized that there was generational trauma. And I think in our community, we don't recognize it. And I emphasize on our Black women, because unrecognized, see, with us men, we recognize it because we have been faced with it. You think you got to eat your pride? Well, guess what we had to do for probably 300 years, for over 30 generations. We had to swallow our pride. So you think you got to swallow your pride when it comes to a relationship with a man or your man. Think about the pride that we had to swallow for you to have a relationship with your man. But that's neither here nor there. The deeper part of why I emphasize women, my Black women, is because it goes unrecognized. Generational trauma, as Carla just said, goes unrecognized. That past emotional trauma goes unrecognized. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to only share this with y'all one time until I start diving in further. I noticed it with my mother. I noticed it with my wife, and ladies, and wife, I'm speaking figuratively because I never been married, but I've been married in all my relationships because I treated it as such. I valued the relationship like I was married. But it really hit me hard when I reflect on the generational trauma on my father's side. Because as I just said, my great grandmother had a strained relationship with her daughter, which was my grandmother. My grandmother had a strained relationship with her daughter, which was my aunt. And my aunt had a strained relationship with my cousin, which is her daughter. All of the relationships that were strained, they had no men in them. They all married, but for some reason got divorced or separated or widowed by their husbands, or separated before they were widowed. All of these relationships had no men in them. And when the men would come around, they would ostracize it and push the men out. Sometimes literally, sometimes figuratively, sometimes both. Will push the men and deal with each other. And the reason why I say it's so dangerous on y'all dealing with each other without men to give that balance, because it literally has went to where I lost my aunt, and the person who's accused of me losing my aunt is my cousin. It went to where it literally has become a loss, a murder, because it went unaddressed and because it went unrecognized. So my passion has increased that much more to me speaking to my black women. So if in fact you see that I'm being harsh, no, I'm not misogynistic. No, I'm not chauvinistic. No, I'm not old school. No, I don't want to control you, but I damn sure want to control the problem of that unrecognized trauma and that trauma that is unresolved within you. Because I know that we did some of that trauma. Us men, us black men, we are responsible for some of that trauma. And that pains me as well. But that trauma has destroyed our family structure, and it's now destroying you within. You as a black queen, a black mother, a black sister, a black child. And I'm not just talking black, I'm talking culturally. All people, not just black as in ethnicity, black as in the culture of the urban culture. The urban culture, it is destroying us. This separation is destroying us. This unresolved, this unrecognized trauma, destroying us within. And it's starting to seep out so prevalently. We have gender wars right now that go unresolved, that just continue to be magnified. So that's why I'm so passionate, because it has become mental health. It has become a mental health issue, and now mental health is a popular subject. But it's beyond mental health. It's about lack of addressing it, lack of addressing the trauma because of our pride, because we don't want to look and feel a little bad about what has happened, because we don't want to look strange when people looking at what you're speaking of. Well, it's more people to reveal certain situations because it empowers you to get through those situations. So until you're able to reveal those situations, you will always be insecure. You will always be traumatized. You will always allow that. It's almost like being able to be extorted because something is being held over you that you don't want to release. Only way they can extort you is if they have something of value that you hold of value against you. But if you don't value it as something that is negative or something that you regret or something that does not help you grow, they cannot use it against you. So ladies, you're gonna come with me on this journey in 2023. I'm gonna be on it heavy. Straight talk leads to straight understanding. Leave your emotions at the door when you come speak to me, because I'm not here to hurt feelings, but what I might say, I'm not a psychologist, but or a therapist, but what I might say could be therapeutic. All right. So in all seriousness, that's how I'm feeling right now. And it's just that's why I'm so passionate, and that's why I heavily on our sisters, our black women, and because it's necessary. There were no men in those houses. There were no men in those marriages. There was none in those relationships. And had there been, in my opinion, my aunt might still be here. My cousin might not be faced with the charges that she have against my aunt. So with that being said, I now feel a responsibility to speak on it. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to read this last thing, and I'm going to read these comments that you just posted, Carla. It says, it's unfortunate it took a life in order to address or break this generational trauma. The church may call it generational curses, but it's the same thing. It's all psychological, my friend. I agree wholeheartedly. But part of that psychology and that psychological is that we deny it. We ignore it. We try and keep it in, keep it behind closed doors. That's why they didn't want the men in. We could hear the fussing and the fighting, but they did not want us to be in there because we would have put them in their place. And I'm not saying it from a standpoint of control. I'm saying it from a standpoint of balance. It's necessary. That's what men are good for women for, giving them balance, putting them in their place. And it goes the other way around. That's what women are good for us for, giving us balance, putting us in our place. So with that being said, you said the emotions get stored up over time and it's passed through the DNA lineage. It's so deep, my friend. I agree wholeheartedly. And the thing that I realized in experiencing all of this is that I can't put blame because it's going unrecognized. I spoke with my cousin the other day, and pardon me if it, but I spoke with her and I shared this information with her, and I told her to really think about this. She knows more about it than I do because she lived it with my grandmother and my aunt. She lived it with her and her mom. I don't know all of what they were going through, all of where they was fighting and pulling at each other mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I don't know all of the pulling that they were doing at each other. It's like putting two, for lack of better terms, animals in the same cage with no food, that food being balanced. You put them in the same cage and that food being balanced, they will start tearing at each other, eating at each other if there is no balance. So here I am to bring balance. And I'm not liked often when I'm bringing that balance. I'm letting you know now, I have lost relationships because I'm bringing that balance, straight talk, leading understand it. And they're like, oh, you ain't listening. You don't want to. I don't want to hear about how you feel. I want to address what you're going through. So if you're feeling that way, let's address it, not just complain about it. I'm not allowing you to be a victim. I'm not allowing anybody to be a victim on this platform. No, ladies, you are not getting the out of crocodile tears and hurt feelings and becoming a victim. So if you feel that way, this will not be the place for you in 2023. I'm letting you know now because I'm very passionate about it, but it's all passion to help you. It's all in the subconscious, seen and unseen, dark forces, triggers, unrecognized, and thinking we won't make the same mistakes and somehow duplicating what we saw. You're absolutely right, Carla. You're absolutely right. This is observed. I have observed these things in the people and the women that I love. I'm not telling you these things because I'm trying to down you. I'm telling you these things because I see it. And I can't just sit by and allow it to continue while I'm watching it. So there's either one or two things I'm going to do. One, tell you about it. Two, you're going to leave me alone because I'm not going to stop telling you about it because your feelings are hurt. Unfortunately. Yes, I will be as compassionate as possible. But I'm not going to be leaning on being sensitive about it. And that's what a lot of people, you got to be understanding and sensitive. That has not worked. I've been hearing that for too long from therapists and so on. If it works, cool, but it does not. Give them time. That does not work. Give me a resolution that's going to work. No, I'm not trying to force you into it whatsoever. But if I'm bringing it to you, I'm bringing it to you with love. Hard love, perhaps, but love. All right. So with that being said, that's why I'm so passionate about the issues with our Black queens, our Black women, our Black princesses, our Black sisters, and Again, black being cultural, not only ethnicity, because a lot of I call everybody my sister and I call everybody my brother, whether you're black, white, green, blue, purple. I call you my sister and my brother because that's just how I feel. So to all my sisters and to all of y'all who I have love for, whether I know you or not, I got love for you, and that's how I'm going to be speaking to you. So again, ladies who are here and able to endure it, I thank you, because I'm going to need your voices. I'm going to need your help to be able to give that translation of what I mean sometimes, for there not to be offense taken, and there not to be the offense to where I get all of this resistance and defensiveness, because that's part of the problem. We get, ladies, y'all get defensive because y'all don't want to hear it, because y'all don't want to, y'all want to deny it, so to speak, because you might not recognize it. But know that it's coming from a space of love and a place of love. If I'm recognizing, observing it, I'm not saying it to tear you down. I'm saying it to tear it out. Plain and simple. I'm saying it to tear it out. And I'm saying it passionately because if I was there with my aunt, my grandmother, my cousin, I would still possibly have them here today. So I'm not allowing you to wait until I'm invited in. If you're here, I'm speaking to you directly as if I'm invited. I'm going to impose my will. I'm going to impose what it is that I'm thinking. And I'm going to hope that you don't get offended by it. That's why I'm putting this disclaimer out there right now. But also on a lighter note, 1-800-RENT-A-MAN. You can still, I'm going to work that as a business. 1-800-RENT-A-MAN. Because y'all really don't want us for what we are here to offer y'all and the value that we bring. Y'all just want us conveniently on what you might need. So why don't we call up 1-800-RENT-A-MAN, and you can get all your needs met. You could get, if you want to go ahead and rule over somebody and control somebody, 1-800-RENT-A-MAN, he'll be right there. If you want somebody to pick up some heavy things because you can't get around, 1-800-RENT-A-MAN, he'll be right over. If you want somebody to just listen to your blah, 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 1-800-RENT-A-MAN, he will be there. If you want somebody to kick out because you're frustrated, get out my house, and you want to act a fool, 1-800-RENT-A-MAN. If you want some sexual desires, 1-800-RENT-A-MAN. Yes, you can get a Rent-A-Man too. So 1-800-RENT-A-MAN is at your fingertips. Yes, that's what I will be starting out. This is for the humor of it all. But back to the seriousness. Yes, I will be having straight talk. It's a straight understanding. I'm going to read this last note. It says, it's the same as what you said. You've somehow gotten in relationships wanting to be a savior because what you saw your mom go through. You might have challenged yourself with not doing what you're supposed to, I think, what your father did, but unconsciously you've done the same. I hear your pain. I'm sorry about the loss, but grateful it has elevated you to get to the root of it and save all those willing to listen. Thank you, Carla, and that's what I'm here to do. One of my loves, she shared with me a verse, Timothy 2, 2 Timothy 2:21 through 24, I believe. I'm not going to read it right now, but if you want to look it up, I'll go look at it. Before I leave, I do want to read this. I just saw it, and it kind of lends to the subject matter of women and men and gender wars. It's always a fresh conversation. Please join me if you want to before I log out. But Bishop Rana, he put fatherhood. There's a picture. I can't show y'all the pictures right now because I don't have the technology to do so, but I'm working on that too. But it's entitled Fatherhood and Love. And here's how it reads. Some people feel that they can't compare the love of a mother. Some people feel that you can't compare the love a mother has for her child to the love a father could feel for him. They say that a woman's life challenges, her body changes, and her sacrifices every little nutrient that she has to offer to the baby. What they don't understand is that a mother and a father. Hold on, I'm trying to scroll down so I can get the rest of it. Okay, what they don't understand is that a mother and a father's type of love can be different, never inferior. Those people don't understand that the man's body also transforms and his mind will never be the same again. They do not understand that while mother is devoted 24/7 to taking care of her son and helping him survive, the father is devoted body and soul in turn to help them both, so that in this struggle, they do not lack anything, to help them both. The mother starts her battle to be the best mom in the world. Father starts his battle to take care of them. And so they begin the broad working days, nights, and night looking for better alternatives to build a better future, mental and even physical absences, betting everything to work, because deep down, you know that at the time, it is the best way she finds to combat her fears. Because being a parent entails the same goal, the mother cares eternally for her children, and the father cares eternally for his family. Some people don't understand that within parenthood, there is no competition. There is only love and teamwork. Man. So the one thing that I used to say, and I learned in some of my conversations, is that women, you guys, the reason why you feel so much possibly is because you actually go through a process of everything that you're doing is based on feelings. You feel the baby growing you. You feel the pains that the baby causes. You feel the emotions that it takes you through. You feel the need to have nutrients that you might be weak in because you don't have the nutrients necessary to sustain yourself and that child. You feel the child taken away from your nutrients, taken away from your health. You feel these things. So it's natural to go about things and feeling. What you don't realize is what we do is we observe it all. We observe going through that pain. We observe you going through that transformation. We observe you going through those ups and downs. So our way to understand it and the turmoil that we go through the observation is matched sometimes to what you might go through physically. And so the value of our observation might be just as valuable as your feeling. But when we overvalue one over the other, or the other over the, that's where we don't have balance. We need that balance in order to stay together. All right, we need that balance. And often because you're feeling, because that's what you have been designed to do, is to feel. And nobody puts this together, but you feel all of these things. That's why you emphasize feeling so much. We observe your feelings. We might not feel the same exact feelings, but you don't understand the feelings we're going through by observing our loved ones going through these struggles. It's kind of like that old analogy you used to give with a butterfly trying to break out of a cocoon. Yeah, y'all feel because y'all felt in stuck in that cocoon, your body, y'all felt these things. Y'all can relate to it from that end. We can relate to it because we're looking at the struggle. The same struggle that we saw you ladies, our wives, our beautiful mothers, our beautiful children go through when you were having and producing a child, when you had to go through that transformation, when you thought you was ugly, when we told you you was beautiful, when you felt you was ugly, when we told you and confirmed that you was beautiful, but you couldn't understand and you couldn't embrace that because you was feeling a certain way. We try and tell you remove and get out of your feelings sometimes because those feelings, while albeit very, very critical and powerful, they can sometimes cause turmoil, not only within you, but all around you. Because your feelings will change and fluctuate. And how you respond to those feelings is really critical. And being mature enough to respond to those feelings in a manner that don't hurt anybody else who are close to those feelings is very important. And I need y'all to understand that. And we need to understand it too. You were designed to have feelings. Again, you felt the pregnancy. You felt the child growing in you. You felt the changes of your body. You felt the hormone imbalance. You felt all of these things mentally, physically, and otherwise that we didn't. But we observe things a lot more often than you do when it comes to how a person is feeling. That's why we can look at people and sometimes check their characters by looking at them in their eyes or looking at their body motions and see certain things. It's time to go. Be like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Because we observed what was going on. We observed, money over there talking slick to another cat. They're about to get into it. We observed certain things that you might not observe. So if we appreciate and value those qualities within each other, we lend balance, because there will be some time where we will feel things that you don't feel. And there will be some times that you will observe things that we don't observe. And that's where that balance comes in, is respecting each other and trusting each other enough to be able to grow from those feelings and those observations. All right. So with that being said, this is Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. My name is Sean Bolden, Sean B. If you didn't like, share. Yes, share, like, and also subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, subscribe. All right, because next year I'm going in deep, y'all. I haven't been doing it that thoroughly, but 2023, after recognizing that through what I shared with y'all today with my aunt and my relatives, and it's very personal, and it's been hard for me to even share that, I'm going to really explore it, because I didn't recognize it. We often don't recognize it. And for the observant beings that we are, man, I'm so glad that now it's being recognized, and I'm going to address it. And I'm more passionate about it, and I'm unapologetic about my passion at this point. So if you are feeling sensitive, keep your sensitivity and your feelings at the door when you come on Monday nights when I'm having Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. Leave your feelings at the door, because they might get hurt. And I'm not trying to offend or hurt anybody's feelings. But I'm unapologetically going to address these things. Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. But if you want to rent a man, I'm not only the president of the label, I'm also a rent a man. So just call up 1-800-RENT-A-MAN, and we can fulfill your needs. 1-800-RENT-A-MAN can do what you want done for you. You can finally get everything you wanted. I just want him to do this. Why can't he just do that? 1-800-RENT-A-MAN, he'll do it all. So join me in 1-800-RENT-A-MAN. Join me in Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. Join me in Straight Wellness, y'all. Straight Wellness is when we'll be having a little bit more sensitivity. I will have my good friend Sherma Press out with me on Friday. She's a licensed therapist, and we will be able to address some of the things from that standpoint. But on Mondays, leave your feelings at the door, because I'm coming in raw, and I'm coming at any issue that we face. I'm coming at the men, I'm coming at the women. It won't be limited to women at all, because us men, we're responsible for the hurt and the trauma that you've been through. We're 90% the responsibility, in my opinion. So I will be getting on us about taking that responsibility and understanding how we could do better ourselves. But I'm not hearing no crowd tears. I'm not hearing no deflections. I'm not hearing no excuses. I'm not hearing no pouting. Oh, you're being too rough with me. I'm not hearing none of that. None of it. So if your sensitivity comes into this room, it will be touched. Just letting you know, forewarning you. But if you don't want it to be touched, call up 1-800-RENT-A-MAN and say, I don't want to have my feelings dealt with. And then you will have a man who can do that for you. This will not be the place for it on Monday nights. All right, y'all. Straight talk leads to straight understanding. My name is Bolden Sean B. However you know me, we're going to wrap it up right now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, caller. Keep talking and try not to be that savior, because you don't have to do it alone. We are here for you and with you. Well, guess what? I'm still going to be going on a savior kick, because I want you here with me. Y'all the saviors too. Y'all, I know better than y'all. Y'all know better than me. We are going to save each other. We are going to save each other. Yes, we will be triggered. And that's what I'm forewarning everybody. Please don't take it personal. Leave your feelings at the door, because we will grow from it. As Carl just said, it will be triggering. I will be triggered. I was triggered over this weekend, by the way, y'all. I was having a conversation, and what I told, it was her and I, or my love, and we went into it, and we were both acting like little kids. And I told her, you acting like a little kid, but I also had to acknowledge, so was I, because I got triggered too. And in doing so, I had to really fall out of we acting like kids. Let's act like there's an adult here, and this is what we're going to do. Shake hands, hug, and say, I'm sorry to each other. The same way adults used to come and intervene into our little spats and fights when we were kids. Now we're adults acting like kids. When we're rolling our eyes at each other, when we're calling each other out of our name, we want to get physical as men. These are the little boys and the little girls that are coming out of us that still are within, that are not being addressed, because we grown now. Nah, we grown, but we also have a tendency to act like kids. I am going to point it out. Whether I'm doing it, whether you're doing it, or whether we're both doing it. We're acting like kids. We're going to be treated like kids, and we're going to acknowledge the kid in us, and we're going to address that kid, and we're going to act like adults to get over that kid. Got it? Get it? Good. Get it? Got it? Good. That's what they used to say. All right. So with that be, Heavenly Father, we come to you today to give you the praise and honor that you so rightfully deserve. We thank you for your presence in our life. I ask that you continue to bless us all to where we can extend your will and your way in everything that we speak about to one another, as well as what we speak about and hear from one another. Allow us to receive you and leave our feelings out of it. Only be concerned with the truth. Only be concerned with the facts, and you allow us to reveal those truths and the facts to us. Forgive us if we do sometimes hurt each other, if we do any sins or commit any sins, knowingly or unknowingly. We just ask you for forgiveness, Lord, and help us to embrace that forgiveness, let it transition or get into our souls to where it becomes resentment. We don't want any of our sins or our unforgiveness to become resentment, and we ask for your help in making sure that doesn't happen, Lord. We say these things humbly, we say these things prayerfully, in your blessed name, Lord. As I acknowledge him, your son, Jesus Christ, or however those who I'm praying for or praying with may acknowledge you, we say amen and amen. All right, y'all. The silent treatment is the silent treatment, which is horrible. Ooh, man, I can't. You know what? The silent treatment is a kid thing in us. Us acting like kids again. Fine, I'm not going to talk. I don't want to hear. It's childish things that we do. That's why I don't believe in ghosting nobody, because it's equivalent to, I don't want to hear it. I ain't going to listen. That's what we do. And we are ignoring that fact. We are ignoring that we're sitting there pouting like a little kid because we couldn't get our way. It's not being said the way that we want to hear it. We got to stop acting like kids, ladies and gentlemen. That's kind of my mission, and that's what I'll be on. That's what Straight Talk Leads to Straight Understanding will be about, and that's what 2023 is going to be significantly touching on. All right, y'all. Love you all. Thank you all for joining me. Straight Talk Leads to Straight Understanding. Share, like, comment. Thank you for your comments. Last but not least, thank you, Carl. 1-800-RENT-A-MAN. I'm not just the president, I'm a client too. Yes, you can rent me and I can do for you. But I have one little stipulation. If it is something sexual, we got to wear condoms. I'm just messing with y'all. All right, y'all. Be safe. Enjoy. I love you all. 1-800 Rent a Man. There we go. Have a good one. Have a good night. Peace, love, unity. All right. All right, y'all.